Hi, it's Gracie with Beautiful Life Self Care. And although I am in India for these next few weeks without Wi Fi, I wanted to record a few videos before I left so I could still have a little Wednesday hello with you. Over these last few weeks, I've been redefining the hero's journey as the heroine's journey. And I'm not the first person to do this. A lot of people have done this work. I just am on a journey for myself, finding out a little bit of a surprise that I am pregnant and really reimagining my whole life. And I need tools and I need a path. And I found that a lot of the archetypes that are out there are for a more masculine centered journey. And I'm curious about what it looks like through the lens of the feminine. So these past few weeks have been a conversation around that. And over the next few weeks, I want to talk about this idea of integrating the masculine and the feminine. My friend Caroline, she sent me a diagram of like someone who had charted out the heroine's journey. And she, towards the end of the diagram, it says like one of the, I think, third to last step is healing the mother-daughter wound, which is something that I did. I wrote about it on my blog that I feel like I made significant progress in healing that wound right after Thanksgiving. And that was actually the night that I think I got pregnant. So I healed that wound and I became a mother in probably 24 hours. And you can read more about that on the blog if you're interested. And the next step is healing the toxic masculine. I talked about this last week. So it's that like wounded ego in us that wants to dominate and have power and have control and exploit resources. It's what I think a lot of our problems are in this world. And that's a work in all of us, is that we need to look at that drive in us to have power at the cost of other people and other resources that we need, and to begin to trust that there is enough, that there's abundance, and to start to demonstrate that. So the next step, and it's actually the end of the heroine's journey according to this diagram, is integrating the masculine and the feminine. I'm always curious about what integration means. I have been studying Ken Wilber's integral theory work for the past year. He's written many books. He's brilliant. And I've gotten really curious about what integration means, because it feels like it's at the heart of a lot of what I believe we need in order to evolve and to grow as a culture right now. And so to think about, like, to integrate is to bring together, to be able to learn from the past, to be able to process things. And Ken Wilber's work, he talks about that the work is to integrate and then transcend. So it's like we're learning from the past, and everything that's come before us has been a really modern innovation that was cutting edge at the time. And then as we live it and we innovate it, that's going to start to feel outdated to us. So we integrate what is feeling outdated, and then we go on to what the next level is. And I love his work because he talks about how we've gotten to this place where we've gotten really focused on harmony. We want harmony at all costs. And that's a certain level of development. Some people are still a little bit more in the tribal mentality of us versus them. But a lot of us are like, we have to work together. Things are great. And that in that, though, we're actually moving to a point where we have to integrate conflict back into it. So we've tried to flatten everything out for a while. We've tried to make everything so peaceful. And it's just not possible, because that's not what being in relationship is all about. And so the work is to integrate that harmony, that desire for peace in us, which I think a lot of us who are listening to this probably have. We want world peace. We want to be doing our part. We want to be helping what feels like big problems right now. But I think the way that we do that is by recognizing the conflict that exists in ourselves and giving ourselves space to really to integrate it, meaning that we have to look at it, and we have to understand, we have to feel emotions around it. I think in the self-care I do, most of it, the problems I see are because people don't want to feel the feelings. They don't want to feel the anger, the grief, because they want things to feel peaceful and harmonious all the time. And so if you want to see a change in the world, if you want to start to integrate this masculine and feminine, and in the coming weeks, next week I'll talk about integrating masculine energy, and the next week I'll talk about integrating feminine energy. The work is to just start to open to the idea of integration, that like we're learning from where we are, and we're going to be setting our sights ahead to the future. And it's only by really processing everything that's happened before that we are able to actually grow. And a lot of the work that I do in the 10-week self-care programs that I organize is give people time and space to integrate things that were moving too fast to integrate. The pace of the world is crazy right now. And if we have any kind of things that have happened in our past, good luck. If you're racing around all day, good luck trying to integrate anything. So it's taking time to go on retreat. It's taking time to see a therapist. It's taking time to do something like Self-Care 101 so you can process, learn from your past, the strengths and also the mistakes of that, and give yourself a stable platform where you are whole and you're not fragmented anymore, and from that whole place move forward. So we will look forward to, in the coming weeks, sharing a little bit more about what integrating masculine and feminine looks like. I definitely encourage you, especially because you're getting this as I'm leaving for retreat. So I encourage you to take some retreat, and that can be 10 minutes of journaling. That can be an afternoon of just going for a walk around a beautiful area, cooking, if that's that for you, if it gives you that relaxing energy. And just taking some downtime when you're not in action mode, but really being in that, and just watch what comes up when you start to do that, and let it come up, accept it, learn from it, and see if you can start to integrate a little bit more. Okay, I'll be back. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.